Strides, one dream, many heartbeats, one pulse. Sagicor, celebrating Jamaican success. The time by Sagicor is
7 o'clock.
Hi guys, I'm Marilyn Mitchell. Catch me on Cooking with Love with Chef Patrick on CVM. It's gonna be a good one. You don't want to miss. I was a backup dancer for Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, Michael Jackson. Yeah, man. Oh. Dum, 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 dum.
When I'm ready to move, our athletes are off to Paris to represent Jamaica, land we love. So I would love you to get your pot covers, your vuvuzelas, your horns, your flags, whatever you need, and join us right here on CVM for Paris Podium. Listen, you're going to be getting your daily updates. You're going to be getting athlete updates. Everything that you need will be happening right here on CVM TV. So tell a friend to tell a friend, call a friend to call a family member, tell your cousin, tell your auntie, tell your uncle. CVM is where it's at, and you have to watch us to see it all happen. Très, très magnifique. Hello, bonjour, comment ça va? Merci beaucoup.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart and Estate Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, Minister Darrell Vaz scolds JPS for misleading power restoration information. Priority sectors for beryl relief identified, and Incorporated Master Builders Association is still unsatisfied with the Spark program.
Also this evening, new NSWMA trucks gear up for island-wide operation. In the business report, small businesses urged to seek out investors. And in sports, Paris Olympics kicks off with football. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm Stephen McHugh.
And I'm Curlin Brown. It's Wednesday, July 24, 2023. Thanks so much for joining us. We begin with a follow-up. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz has taken a firm stance against the island's chief utility provider, the JPS, accusing the company of providing misleading information about the status of power restoration post-Hurricane Beryl.
And as Ramon Gordon reports, the minister is calling for clarity and swift action while he continues to address the issues faced by several constituencies.
The Energy Minister on Wednesday continued his scathing critique of the island's chief utility provider, JPS, accusing them of providing inaccurate information on power restoration.
As a rural member of parliament myself, I can unequivocally say, as it relates to Portland, that what they have put out there in terms of the amount of customers that are still disconnected and the communities that are still out of power is absolutely flawed.
Seeking to substantiate that claim at a media briefing today, Vaz revealed that several legislators have reported ongoing power disturbances in their constituencies.
I have already heard from over 20 members of parliament overnight into this morning who are still maintaining that the majority of their constituencies are out of power. The information that is coming out of JPS and what is happening on the ground is at odds.
To date, the JPS has reported 95% power restoration nationally, with the aim of total restoration by August 5. The power company has also refrained from disconnecting users post-Beryl and will continue the practice up to August 15.
I am very concerned in relation to the timelines that have been given by JPS based on what I'm getting out of the field from the members of parliament and residents across Jamaica. I already did my own survey on Sunday, And within less than 24 hours, I got 410 responses of persons who indicated that they were still out of power, and either that they did not see their names or their communities on the schedules, or they had not seen any JPS presence in their communities. After 3 weeks, I state categorically that that is unacceptable.
Minister Vaz is set to convene a meeting with the JPS board, management and shareholders to advocate a more swift resolution. As for the misinformation, Vaz has his eye on a possible culprit.
Basically, what you're having is the JPS regional management that is feeding information into the control center. Therefore, there must be a disconnect between the information that is coming into them, which they rely on because they have no other way of verifying it, and what they are putting out.
Talks on the matter are ongoing. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Meanwhile, the government has announced its budgetary relief allocation after Hurricane Beryl. Earlier this week, while speaking during the sitting of the House of Representatives, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says although the hurricane did not trigger disaster insurance payouts, the government has enough resources to address hurricane recovery. Courtney Lewis reports.
The government has recommitted itself to fiscal prudence, this time with recovery efforts post-Beryl. In an update to the lower house Tuesday, the finance minister announced a $5 billion drawdown from the government's $10 billion disaster risk fund.
We must bear in mind that as intense as Beryl was and as much damage as it caused, there have been few hurricanes that have been more meteorologically more intense and more damaging to Jamaica than the Ivan and Dean in 04 and 07. And we have to remember that we are in the beginning of the hurricane season. We still have August, September, well, the rest of July, August, September, October, November. And so we can't completely drain these resources. As such, Madam Speaker, the government plans to tap $5 billion from our disaster risk financing resources to address the immediate relief and recovery efforts related to Hurricane Beryl.
According to the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility, the effects of Beryl did not activate the nation's catastrophe bond. The finance minister says any additional recovery and relief funding will come exclusively from donations from international banks and agencies.
Any amount above the $5 billion that we draw from these resources, Madam Speaker, that is for this fiscal year, we will finance through the proceeds of donations and through reallocation of budgetary resources. And all expenditures undertaken in relation to Hurricane Beryl up to that point in time will be represented in and all expenditures undertaken and planned to be undertaken will be represented in the first supplementary estimates to be tabled later this year.
The minister further outlined sectors which are now a government priority.
Absolutely necessary and vital in the prioritization, they go up to the top of the queue. The schools that have to be reopened, as the PM would have spoken to, the hospitals where the roofs are gone, are two obvious examples of the prioritization that's necessary. But when people, for example, say the damage in agriculture is X billion, if you have a crop that has a 6-month cycle, you're definitely not going to replace X billion of damage from the agricultural crop overnight. That is something that, obviously takes place over time. What you can do up front is to help people with fertilizers and seeds so you can replace the loss, but it's going to be replaced over time.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, has reaffirmed its commitment to addressing the issue of abandoned vehicles which litter the roadways. The agency says the initiative is part of a broader strategy to enhance public safety, improve aesthetics, and promote environmental health within communities, and the recent acquisition of new equipment has enabled the operation. More from Trisha Gay Kelly.
Portmore St. Catherine was handpicked to host the launch of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA's special operation to remove old vehicles from roadsides harboring mosquito breeding sites. Portmore's Mayor Leon Thomas says he did his part, but the project was stalled.
We have suffered for a long time. We have served notices and derelict vehicles, garages within the municipal corporation, but we did not have the tools to carry out the removal of these derelict vehicles.
The initiative comes less than a month after Local Government and Rural Development Minister Desmond McKenzie announced that the special operation would commence as soon as the agency received new vehicles. And after receiving over 50 new trucks, they are ready to work. The minister explains the significance of the launch in the Sunshine City.
And interestingly, Portmore represents one of those communities that fit the bill when we speak about bulky waste removal. Already, the team started as early as 7 a.m. this morning, Prime Minister, and they have done a tremendous amount of work.
The exercise is to rid the country of old abandoned vehicles which often are eyesores. Prime Minister Andrew Holness adds removing the derelict will destroy many breeding sites for mosquitoes, especially as the government is concerned by the chance of the number of dengue cases going up.
When we do this exercise, I guarantee you that the breeding sites for the mosquitoes will be removed largely, and your greater convenience of not having the mosquitoes terrorize you, your greater convenience will improve after this exercise.
The initiative will extend island-wide, with Clarendon and other areas severely impacted by the hurricane next in line. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
Stay tuned. More CVM News at 7 to come after this break.
Seven Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart and Estate Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
We are an island of over 3 million dreams, but we share one destiny. Success for one is success for all. We are small, but we're not afraid of big challenges, because when we face the world, we have the power of many behind us. We are Jamaicans. Many strides, one dream. Many heartbeats, one pulse. Sagicor, celebrating Jamaican success.
Harry, how was school? It was really good, but I'm really hungry. Can we get some juicy patties? Sure we can.
I never see a boil up patty like you.
Son, you good?
No, Dad, I'm starving. Can we get some juicy patties?
Celebrating over 40 years of everyday moments.
Freedom! Emancipate 24 under the patronage of MP Natalie Lita Garvey at Sligoville Stadium, July 31, Kiddies Village, Gospel Night, Kevin Downsville Road, Isabella Carey, Sales and more. August 1, Sports, Midday Concert, Celebrity Cook-Off, Senator Damon Crawford, MP Juliet Cuthbert, SSP Stephanie Lindsay, Reggae Showcase, Sizzla, Kalonji, Bugle, Alain and more. Admission is free. Sponsors TPD, CDF, Airports Authority, CVM, NHF, Grace Kennedy, Burger King, New Era Fencing, Jamaica 62, Separate, Guinness, Maggie, Jackson Enterprises. Don't miss it.
Hi guys, I'm Marilyn Mitchell. Catch me on Cooking with Love with Chef Patrick on CVN. It's gonna be a good one. You don't want to miss. I was a backup dancer for Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, Michael Jackson. Yeah, man. Oh. Dum, 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 dum.
Central Expressions, your best source for business, tourism, and entertainment. Tune in to Central Expressions on CVM TV, Sundays at 3 p.m. Repeat Fridays at 9 a.m. Central Expressions is brought to you by the Gulf View Hotel in the heart of Jamaica, from the hearts of Jamaicans. The Orbin Group, Real Essence Media, National PC Bank, Central Expressions, your voice, your culture.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday, courtesy of
Your love lives on with life insurance from Sagicor.
We welcome you back with a CVM News follow-up. The Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, the IMAJ, is still seeking clarity on an outstanding issue. Over a month ago, concerns were voiced about the prerequisites for contractors within the government's Spark program. Trisha Gay Kelly spoke with the association's president for this update.
The Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, IMAJ, in recent times called on the government to revisit the pre-qualification process for its road rehabilitation project, the Spark program. The IMAJ was concerned that local contractors could not meet the required qualifications the government had set for the program. Since then, the association has received feedback from the government, specifically from newly appointed Works Minister Robert Morgan. IMAJ President Richard Mullings expressed gratitude to Morgan for his transparency in the matter. However, regarding the organizers of the Spark program,
we have sent some communication, some correspondence that we have gotten no response on. And we've made some suggestions about how we think the program can be better structured, or adjustments that can be made to really get genuine local engagement, and not necessarily a facade, not just for show.
After this meeting, in which a tender was provided, Mullings noticed there was a section labeled Jamaican National Contractor. This, he explains, was new to him, but after reading through, the IMAJ president believes additional information is required.
We are concerned that there's some lack of clarity about what kind of qualifications and what is that, the definition relative to what they have been calling a local partner, and also, importantly, how the local participation is weighted in the evaluation of the tender.
Though they are grateful for the government's feedback and cooperation thus far, Mullings believes the permanent solution is for the government to develop a better relationship with contractors.
We're not yet convinced that the government, the ministries, and so on really understand the need and value for a strong local capacity, for engaging with us sincerely, not just at the minister level, but right through, for that to filter down into the agencies and so on.
He's urging the government to help the association to help them. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
Despite latest figures released by the Island Traffic Authority showing a decline in fatal collisions island-wide, the suspected cause of a tragic crash in St. Thomas Wednesday morning involving a motorcycle and a motor truck remains a contributing factor to the steady climb in numbers for some parishes. Britannia Witter has more in this report.
A two-vehicle collision in St. Thomas detoured traffic and resulted in a crowd gathering on the Lloydsville main road in the parish. The crash, which claimed the life of one man and injured two others around 8 a.m. on Wednesday, involved a grey 2011 Toyota Hiace motor truck driven by a 38-year-old Kima Crossman, a farmer from Hearties District in Yala, St. Thomas, and a black 2017 Jamco motorcycle driven by 28-year-old Lamar Allen, a labourer from Bayshore Harbourview in St. Andrew. According to preliminary reports, both vehicles were travelling in opposite directions when the collision transpired. Allen reportedly tried to overtake another vehicle, leading to a head-on collision with the Toyota Hiace.
My gate come pick me up. That's how we are going. When we catch us, you see the bike man come around the corner, overtake. When they see the bus, then done already in the bus. This brother here, when you see him frightened, can try to, take away a little bit from them. Because I go over here, so fast him come, because this brother here try to take away a little bit from him. But to come over, come over and I go here, so you see. So I succumb there, licking it, then I have no other choice.
As a result of the crash, Allen suffered fatal injuries and was pronounced dead at the Kingston Public Hospital. Meanwhile, Crossman and the pillion passenger on the motorcycle sustained injuries. The pillion passenger was rushed to the Princess Margaret Hospital by the fire department, where they remain in serious but stable condition. This incident marks the 7th fatal collision, resulting in 8 fatalities recorded in the division since the start of the year. Britannia Witter, CVM News.
Stay tuned for the business segment right after the break.
I'm Marilyn Mitchell. Catch me on Cooking with Love with Chef Patrick on CVM. It's gonna be a good one. You don't want to miss. I was a backup dancer for Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, Michael Jackson. Yeah, man. Oh. Dum, 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 dum.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Report. I'm Andrew Laidley. Small businesses are the engine for economic growth. That's the consensus among the government, who are banking on micro, small and medium-sized enterprises to lead the nation's growth. But small businesses are still struggling to get their enterprises off the ground. Industry experts shared thoughts on how to overcome the challenges at the recently held Realign and Investment Conference under the theme Removing the Barriers, Bring Investors and Entrepreneurs Together. Small businesses are being challenged to grow, but the data show they're not being given the funding they need to thrive.
The World Bank highlights that access to capital remains a significant challenge for SMEs, and it is most pronounced in the regions such as Latin America and the Caribbean. So we have a problem.
Notwithstanding, Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, Managing Director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, maintains funding opportunities exist on the stock market.
Let me tell you, we have money in Jamaica. But you have to court it. Yes, you have to date it, you have to court it. And you have to do the right things to get that money out of people's pockets, right? Yes, it's just like when you're dating.
She urged entrepreneurs to be more eager for growth.
Please, everyone who's an entrepreneur, be a little impatient. Impatient to move to the next level. Impatient to grow. Not everything must be in place before you choose to move. Personally, at the stock exchange, we don't do that. We move, right, Andre? We move. Sometimes we have to do some quick research or quick changes. But, and you know, change can be costly, but we don't go the costly way. We make sure that the fundamentals are there and we move quickly.
Some good news now for motorists. Gas prices are going down tomorrow. A litre of 87 and 90 gasoline will go for 95 cents less. Automotive and ultra-low sulfur diesel will each decline by $3.06. Now, of course, retailers will add their respective markups to these prices. And that's your business report. Up next is your market summary, and CVM News at 7 continues with Curlin and Stephen after the break.